Alrighty, we are live from Columbus, OH, and this is the Ramsey Show Aftershow Show, episode number 585. Alrighty, so we got audio. Excellent. I am Coach Steve Money. I'm a Ramsey Solutions certified financial coach. And if you are having money problems or you just want to make sure you're on the right track, you can schedule a free financial coaching consultation / assessment with me by emailing coachstevemoney@gmail.com. My financial content, you're watching this on youtube.com/coachstevemoney, and just scroll past the Oak Island and Skinwalker Ranch playlist, then you'll see the Ramsey Show After Show playlist, and the Answering Your Financial Questions playlist, and the music playlist that has 12 Ramsey Solutions adjacent songs, including How to Do the Baby's Debs Right. Market report. I was hashtag mentioning it this yesterday, that I did like it better when I would do the after show, when the show aired from 4 p.m. to 6:05 p.m. In the afternoon Eastern time. Because the market would be done, so you could talk about all day instead of just seeing it first thing in the morning, which it looks pretty good now. The Dow Jones is the only thing down, but it was only a little bit up yesterday morning, and then by the time I started the after show, everything was down. But then that rallied later in the day and hit a new high. And again, new highs today for the NASDAQ and the S&P 500. Not for the Russell and the Dow Jones. So, good news, new high. Yeah. And so tell me again why you sold when it was down, ever? Why would you ever do that? Dumb. Let's see what the rest of the planet is looking like. Mostly up in Europe. Everything up in Asia. And let's see what that US dollar is looking like. The euro beats it. The Japanese yen beats it. The British pound, love, beating it. The US dollar, though, is up on the Canadian dollar, eh? Sorry, we're not. And the Australian dollar beating the US dollar. Fun times. So, but I'll take it. What up, Sid? Sid retracted messages. It's gonna lower my algorithm, Sid, I think. I'm kidding. Yeah, hit records high and for record highs, and for some reason people think that I guess the job numbers are lower, and there's some other data that makes them think that the Fed is going to lower rates, but I would not hold my breath on that. And so if they don't lower the rates, if they decide not lower the interest rates and the market goes down, guess what you don't do? You don't sell your freaking investments. Oh, it's been down a little bit. Oh, I'm scared. Dumb. What do we have? We got Kroger tomorrow, September 11th. Never forget. And Adobe tomorrow as well. Most followed single stocks on the Google. Apple actually down today, 2.86%. Oh wow, Amazon down as well, and Meta down as well. Interesting. Tesla up 2.25%. Let's do a reload and see if there's any new stories happening. Oracle stock soars after CEO said AI fueled cloud revenue set to jump to $144 billion. Wholesale prices unexpectedly declined 0.1% in August as Fed rate decision looms. Okay, well, the wholesale prices going down just, I mean, that's 0.1% though. So, I mean, that's like almost nothing, but still, they didn't go up. Brazil's Embraer, don't know what that is, lands first U.S. order for E-2 jets. I guess a jet manufacturer. Okay. All right. Do we want to buy jets from Brazil? I guess we do. Ozempic maker Novo Nordisk to cut 9,000 jobs, around 11% of workforce. I mean, corporations always tend to overhire. Mortgage demand jumps to highest level in 3 years as interest rates drop sharply. Was not aware they were dropping sharply. Well, Caribbean passenger accused of jumping overboard to dodge vacation gambling debt. Well, I mean, if you're not on the ship, does that mean you don't owe the money anymore? Probably not. So that's probably dumb. JP Morgan processed over $1 billion for Jeffrey Epstein despite internal concerns of a sex offender status report. Yeah, maybe you should be more concerned about that, Banks. JP Morgan. Reddit dropping subscriber counts on subreddit. Okay, and so I think that I skimmed the article. They are going to just not show you how many people are subscribed to the subreddit, but how many people are active contributors to it instead. Motor1.com says man reveals key fob hack dealership doesn't tell you. Then he tries it on Porsche, Mazda, and Mercedes to prove it's universal. And, well, is it? They don't tell you. They want you to click on that. And the NVIDIA check of the day, up 4.98%. Now, it had been going down. Let's just see what that looks like. Down in the last month, up in the last 6 months, year to date, up as well. So, don't know what to make of that. But that's why you don't do single stocks, because then you don't have to make something of this. You do the large cap. Whoops, where is it? US. There we go. And check your NASDAQ out, and you go buy this instead. There you go. Alrighty, let's do some questions. Oh, Sid actually hit the eye roll button emoji. Didn't want to damage my self-esteem. I appreciate that, Sid. That is lovely to hear. Would not, you won't believe this, but would not be the first time a young lady has rolled her eyes at me. Would not be the first time. This from Joke Zesty Close. A question for true baby steppers, not your fake ones. Oh, it's all on one page. How about that? With $80,000 in a personal taxable account and can pay off the house by dumping this on the mortgage. So yes, is the answer. What's the question? How did you not know that? If you're asking for true baby steppers, then you should probably know the advice. You should probably be familiar with the baby steps. And does it say anywhere under investing, does it say to save $80K in a personal taxable account above your 15% of retirement investing. Let's see. Oh, look. No, it doesn't say to do that. It says invest 15% of your household income, and that would be the gross household income into retirement accounts. And it does not say anything about investing 1 penny more until the house is paid off and you are in step 7. And then that is part of the building wealth. Then knock yourself out with your dumb brokerage account. So yes, you should liquidate that and pay off your house. We understand it's a setback, but really want to just be done with step 6 and move on. And that would be the advice as well. That is how they are written. And they, of course, are in numerical order for your convenience, of course. And so, yeah, that is the idea. So, and in step 7, you can do anything you want to except something that puts you back in a lower baby step. So that on step 7 is when you would open that brokerage account for more investing beyond retirement or as part of retirement. Blah, 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 blah. We did some calculation, and the difference in future nest egg could be, would be estimated $200,000. 4.8 million. What? Estimated 200,000, 4.8 million versus 5 million to us is essentially the same thing. Oh, the difference in the nest egg. Okay. Essentially the same thing and won't affect our lives in any way. True. Should we do it? Yes, you do it. We have 540K on top of the 80K in retirement accounts currently, right? And you would not touch anything in a retirement account. You just do the ones out of the taxable account, which, a lot of people get confused because they think they can't touch their extra savings or their extra taxable brokerage accounts. They think, oh, I had that already, so I just let that sit there. You do for retirement money that's in a retirement account because that's going to be taxes and penalties if you tap that. But on the taxable brokerage account, you just get to take that out just like you would any savings, like on baby step 2. If you have savings above the $1,000, you send that to debt. So again, you change your dumb crap to fit the baby steps instead of trying to shoehorn your dumb stuff that you were doing into the baby steps. Did we get to all? Yeah, we did it all. Congratulations, we did it. We did it. We did it. We did it. Loisima, we did it. We read the question on the Dave Ramsey subreddit. Yeah, we did it. Expert Commission 255 Buying Home Dilemma. Let's see if it actually qualifies to be a dilemma. Doubts. I'm having doubts. Hey everyone. Hi guys. I could use some perspective because I'm torn. Nothing's fine. I'm torn. Between walking or just walk away, Renee. You won't see me following you back home. Or pushing forward. I don't know a song that has pushing forward, and I guess Push It is a song. Let's see. Home has been on the market since March, April, May, June, July, August, September. So maybe 5.5 months. So let's do a little thing called lower the price then. Oh, they already did. Did they do that? I started showing interest midsummer. Home has been on the market since. You mean it started showing interest, or this is somebody else's house that they had on the market? So let's write better, shall we? I started showing interest midsummer, negotiated the price down. Yeah, it sounds like somebody else's house. So that's not your home. So stop being dumb. I mean, I guess unless you bought it since then, in which case all of this is being worded incorrectly if you want someone to easily understand it. Negotiated the price down approximately 20% from the original listing. Great. At first it felt great, but the appraisal came in right at that number. So really, it was just overpriced to begin with. Yeah, that happens in the housing market. Are you new? Are you new to the planet? Seller is emotional. She bought that. Hey man, my name is Paul, and that's between y'all. It doesn't matter if the seller's emotional or not. If she wants to charge more than you want to pay for it, then don't. You walk. Mr. Ramsey walks away from any deal that isn't super good for him. He just walks. She bought in 2023 at a high price. That wasn't that long ago. So apparently she bought too much house, I'm guessing, and put $40,000 into upgrades. She's made it clear she won't spend another dime. Well, what's the problem with it? There was a pest infestation. Seller paid for treatment, but the attic was never fully cleaned. The pest company contract is in seller's name. Refuses to do more. Won't even talk to me. Well, you're not their client. So this is what's called, you have to call them or a different pest control company and have them do it. And this is what we call stupid tax because you did it wrong. And the seller is done paying even for incomplete work. Right. The seller, she sold the house. She's done with it. Closing is set for the 15th, but my inspection period was extended to the 9th. Everyone has already spent money. Emotions are high and closings have been delayed. Okay, well, I mean, part of it's your dumbass fault. You can always back out of this. You don't have to buy this. I feel like I'm just chopped liver at this point. It doesn't matter what you feel like. Everybody's worried about what they feel like. Quit worrying about what you feel like, especially about financial things. Stuck between loving the house and not wanting to inherit unfinished pest issues or added costs. So I'm asking, is it worth walking away while I still technically can, even after the time and money I've invested? What did you invest? What have you invested? Did you have to pay earnest money or something like that? What is it that you have invested? You have not. If you would do a little thing called explain and include the relevant stuff, you didn't tell us what money you've invested. Your time, I don't care about your time either. That's going to happen in life. You are going to spend time on things that don't work out. That just happens. Or should I just accept the situation, cover the cleanup myself, and after closing and move forward, since I do like the house and already got a reduced price? Any advice from people who've been here would be appreciated. My name is Paul, and that's between y'all. You're the one that has to live there. You're the one that has to pay for anything that she didn't take care of. You're the one that's going to have to pay for anything that inspection misses or anything that breaks afterwards that is not necessarily the inspector's fault, that kind of thing. So you need to make that decision instead of asking anybody else. And the only advice that I would think would be good would be that advice that you decide on your own. Since you said you do like the house, you just need to decide whether you like it enough to accept it with the stipulations that are there, because you don't get to change those. So let's see. Inspection period ended yesterday. Yeah, we're 5 days behind, so there's no update, Sid. No edited for the update. You want some juicy update stuff? Also, OP said they paid for some pest control. Oh, right, they pay right, but the account is in the owner's name though, so that's why maybe why they won't talk to him, even though he paid for it, is what I'm guessing. And so that also was stupid. So I understand being salty because you thought you were being the man, you thought you were haggling down and getting a great price on it, but it turns out it's only worth that, and it was, so it was your dumbass fault for buying that it was worth that much to begin with. You should always expect it to not be worth what the seller is listing it for. When I sell stuff on eBay, I list it for the most amount of money that I think I can get for the item, not for what it actually would appraise for. Stop being nutty. Stop being nutty. People will not stop being nutty, I have found. Messi by 2001 financial coaching program ending. Is it true that Dave is closing down his financial mastery coaching program? Alrighty. It's called, what is it? FCMT, what is that called? Financial Coaching Master Training is what it's called. Not mastery, it's master training. At the end of this year, I heard that he's going to be creating a new one for the Everyday Dollar app. That would be the Every Dollar app. You type in wrong things. But this I heard. You heard from where? I hate you heard people. I heard people, I mean. Well, I heard. What do you mean? What do you mean? Somebody in a freaking YouTube chat said it? Oh, it must be true then. Quit being dumb. But anything's possible. It could possibly be ending. But see, that's a coaching program that ends, right? If that's ending, they will still have coaches there that work at Ramsey Solutions. And something that would be in the Every Dollar app would not be a coaching program where they teach you how to be a coach. That would not be in the Every Dollar budgeting app. So that's a completely different thing. So I don't know what you heard or where you heard it from, but we'll see. If you said when around at the end of the year, guess what? We'll find out. If it's still going on January 1st, that means what you heard was incorrect. They are typing it wrong. That's what they're calling their existing investment into the house. Okay, yeah, just preparing for some pest control. If you want to get out of the deal and you get out of it and don't buy that house, and all you did was pay some pest control, you should consider yourself fortunate. People are nutty. Throw away all day, 55555, 529 taxable account. This was actually the last question on today's show, and they had a little snafu today on the single show stream. It was a rerun, whereas yesterday it was the new show on both at the same time. One was a few seconds behind the other one, but they both had the newest to YouTube show on there starting at 9 a.m. Eastern Time. But today, the new show was only on the 24/7 stream, and so I kind of doubt they would do a separate stream for just one old show. So I think it's some kind of mistake. We'll find out tomorrow, I guess. So I don't have a kid yet, and I wanted to invest more into tax advantage savings. Right, so you wouldn't do that before step 5 doesn't happen until you have a child. And you would not do this unless the house was paid off. You don't have extra savings or investments other than the 15% into retirement while you still have a mortgage? What don't people understand about that? I max out my Roth IRA and invest up until the match in my 401k, but my wife and I finished maxing out 225 2025s, that's a year, Roth. I got this lump sum. I was thinking of investing. Where'd the lump sum come from? Because you might be doing it wrong by getting a lump sum from somewhere. I was thinking of investing the same I was putting in our Roth IRA of $1166.66 per month in a 529. Let it grow tax-free. And whenever I have a kid, just put them as beneficiary. Now, you would not do that. Again, step 5 does not exist for you until you actually have a child. Anyway, perhaps I'm not doing anyways. After 15 years, you can convert it to Roth. The only reason I don't want to put more in the Roth 401k is if I get fired or leave my job, I feel like it's a bitch and a half to roll it over. It is not. It's a Roth 401k, so you can roll it over to a Roth IRA with no taxes needed to be paid. It does not create a tax event to roll Roth to Roth. So you're being dumb. You're not on baby step 5 because you do have to have a child in order for baby step 5 to apply for you. If you want a child, I hope you get one as soon as you want one. That would be great. And then at that point, you're on step 5. And so people love to do this, and they like to try to plan out their entire life when you have no idea. Child might never happen. Might take a long time. Who knows? Could happen tomorrow. We just do not know. But as of when you wrote this 5 days ago, you did not have a child, so you are not on baby step 5. So that's a no. And you would not be saving any money or putting more money into investing other than the 15% into retirement while you still have a mortgage, because you see it says 15%, right, in step 4, and then step 5, say for your children's college fund, that's only if you have a child, only if a child exists for you to do that for. Otherwise, you just skip and put all the rest of your money on the mortgage. And look what I did not see anything about doing a brokerage account or extra investing. Did not see anything about that anywhere here. So where you would do that would be on step 7, and that means your house must be paid off. So we don't have that little piece of information. Oh, there's only... Roll it over. There's a lot of dots there. I think it's too many. Oh, what do y'all think is the rest of it? Okay, I just wanted to come up here to see if it said just buy VU and never sell, dumbass index fund. Why would you leave money on the table by just doing the index? People are so dumb. Boom, 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 boom. Took all of 20 minutes for Fidelity to roll over my 401k to a personally directed IRA. Yep. Exaggerating or just saying some bull crap because he's never rolled over anything himself. That's just normal people stuff. Let's see. Y'all are right, but kind of mean about it. Well, don't be stupid and people won't be mean to you. I will increase mine and my wife's 401k contributions. Great. Nobody asking him about house. Somebody suggested max out HSA if you have the opportunity. So yeah, we don't get to know if the person has a mortgage or not. But the mortgage means you do not do extra investing or savings at all. Hawk, Queen, YOLO. Sid says rollovers aren't difficult. I had to do one into my current 401k. Yeah, they're not. People are just nutty. They're just dumb. They just type stuff without it being true. Like, because maybe they heard from somewhere. Talk to me. Talk to me. I want to. Kentucky a minute. I want to pay off my mortgage. Everyone is telling me no. Let's see. AI is telling me if I pay it off now and invest $1,500 a month for 20 years, I'll have way more in 20 years than if I invest the whole 500K now. For context, my husband, yeah. So, I mean, people want you to debt leverage. They want you to keep the mortgage because it's at a low interest rate and even a high yield. If you have a decent rate on it, if you like, for example, if you got it 3 or more years ago, you would out earn the interest on every successive dollar. If you put it in a high yield savings account, but that's debt leverage, and Mr. Ramsey does not advise that. And so, but debt leverage is the babe of the ball. No, queen of the ball. What is it, Sid? What is that saying? Everyone I've spoken to is highly discouraged. Yeah, because they're doing the normal financial bro advice, and we're not normal here. We do different things, and it's to pay off the mortgage because that's less risk. And then, like you said, you can still, after that, you can invest that mortgage payment. But yeah, we pay off the mortgage first before step 6. See, right there, pay off the house early, and that's before the build wealth part. You're trying to build wealth early. We do not do all the baby steps all at the same time. People are nutty. Really? Is this like 3 almost in a row that is the same question? It's the same dumbass question. Should I pay extra on mortgage versus investing those funds? Yes. Quit being dumb people. Why don't you understand this? You just don't want to. Or you're just letting the fact that, financial bro advice is one thing and Mr. Ramsey's advice is something else. Pick one. You can do whatever you want with your life and your money. Pick one and go with it. You don't have to ask some strangers on the internet that you don't know and that have no clout whatsoever. Mr. Ramsey at least has been doing this for 30 years and has 20 million documented success stories from following his advice. So you pick whose advice you want to take, or even make up a third option that you come up with your own dumb self. Just do that. And you don't have to ask about it. People are so nutty. But do keep asking about it because it's good content for me. Callie Anon X. Ditching a Tesla, $900 a month? The answer is yes. Do that. For a few years, justified this monthly justification station, hashtag justification station, by gas savings costs and little to no maintenance. Recently, a rock cracked the windshield equals $1,500 repair bill. Tires are $400 plus a piece. Recently ate the negative equity by paying it down to what is currently worth. Love the car, but tired of spending money on a depreciating asset, which is why you would not finance that to begin with. See, Mr. Ramsey has a reason for all of the baby steps and all of his advice, but people just don't think about it that way. They don't think about it that way. They just wait until they're paying $900 a month and then they see the problem. They don't see the problem with that beforehand. Wife is all for downgrading to a gas car. I'm sure she is. I would be tired of your bullcrap too. Any recommendations? What are y'all driving? A 2005 Suzuki Verona. I'm looking at car. It was $1,750. Had to get $250 of work on it done when I bought it, so that makes it $2,000. Since then, the only thing I've had to do to it is get new brake lines. That was $800. So maximum for coming up on 6 years of having a car, $2,000. And you were paying that in 2 months and a week. So like, what was that? 5? No, how's the math going? That like nine weeks of your Tesla payments would equal what I got 6 years for. I'm looking at cars, 15K and below. Richie, 15K. You don't need to spend that much. Spend the least amount that you need to get a reliable car. Have your mechanic check it out for 100% for sure. But you know, I mean, they can't guarantee, oh, nothing will go wrong with this car ever, but they can take a look at the problem areas and let you know if it has, you know, anything glaring with the problem areas. And could use all-wheel drive for winter. You're doing justification station again. Justification station. I do not have all-wheel drives for the winter, of course. You know, if you live in, I don't know, up near Canada, in the state up north, or who knows where, Alaska, something like that, that's going to be different than, you know, normal winter, like Midwest winter that I have to deal with. But still, I don't care. You don't overdo it the same way you don't buy a brand new SUV and finance it for when you have one baby. You do not do that. Insurance is $220 a month. Yearly income, so payment, and so that's $1,100, babe. $1,100, babe. No, $1,120. $1,120. I can do math. Not today, dementia. $1,120 a month for car payment and taxes. I don't pay that much for this apartment. Yearly income is around 120K, but cost of living is high in hometown, California. Wait a second. How much snowfall does California get? I mean, I understand it has like some mountainous areas there, but how much snowfall does that get? People are so stupid. Anyway, edit, if you have a Tesla, they offer windshield protection for 12 months after they inspect it with a... Okay, what's that got to do with anything? The answer is still no. Sell it. With a $100 deductible, 1 year replacement, unlimited cracked chip fees. Was unaware of that. Okay, that has nothing to do with it. That doesn't have anything to do with you still having a $900 payment and what was it, $220 in insurance a month. That has nothing to do with it. So somebody told you that about the windshield, and now you're all fine with it? Shouldn't be. The Donner Party was in California. Oh, yeah. You're right. Sid's good with the side comments. Glitter Magnolia. Student loans and repayment. Yes, you took them out. Repay it. Hi, guys. Seeking advice and suggestions 6, 7 years ago. There's no 8 there. 6, 7 years ago, I spent nearly all of my savings on 1 year of grad school. I had to. No, you didn't. You chose to. Nobody held a gun to your head. You don't have to go through grad school all together at any one time. Quit being dumb. You did not have to. Take out Grad Plus loans to cover the remaining costs. No, you didn't. You could have saved for it. I've been out of school since 2023 and my loan repayments have been on pause. Have you been working and making a lot of money since you were in grad school? If so, use your freaking high income that you used to justify taking out these loans to pay it off. They're still paused, but the interest began accruing as of August. Yes, that is how loans work. That is how they make money. They're not trying to help you get through grad school. They are trying to make money by making student loans possible. I am currently on the SAVE plan with the Department of Education, which may not survive. That's true. So quit doing your dumb crap and pay it off. I'm also in public service loan forgiveness. That might not work either, where I make 120 qualified payments and have the remainder forgiven. You hope. I heard that doesn't work in all cases either. If I make any payments now, it helps with interest, but won't go towards PSLF from what I understand. Well, why don't you find out for sure instead of just asking on the freaking Reddit? People are dumb. Start making payments now. How should I determine how much? You pay it off as fast as possible. You don't go for freaking forgiveness. You took them out. You need to pay them back. I don't care if you work in the public sector. I don't give a crap. You take out loans, you should pay them back, and that would be the Ramsey advice as well. Stumblebee. Oh no, that's not Stumblebee. Wow, made up letters there. That's Omblebee. We went from financial peace to feels like a freaking mess real quick. What would you do? I would probably undo some of the dumb crap you did to make it a mess. Let's see what happened. Bought a house. Beep, 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 beep. Might not have been able to afford it. Might have had debt at the same time, which is a no. And had a baby a year ago. We were living well within our means. Moved on to baby step 4 plus. Okay, what's the problem? And it was lovely. We've never had debt other than mortgages. Mortgages. Ding, ding, ding. I think we have an answer here, which we work hard to knock down as fast as we can. Then my husband got furloughed in January. Oh, maybe we shouldn't have more than one mortgage. Maybe they had different mortgages at different times. I don't know. Maybe I'm overreacting. That has happened. When his employer went into salvage and then bankruptcy mode. Yep. That can happen. That's why you should not spend every single cent you make, even if you're living well within your means. Well, then what happened? Understand? He got furloughed, and so what happens then is you go get another job. Let's see. We were on unemployment as he put in 60 plus hours a week. Job searching, networking, the usual for 6 months. I'm not buying it. He was looking for a niche job or something like that. I'm not buying it that he couldn't find anything to do as a job over that period of time. He might have been being too picky about the amount that being paid or about the type of work or something like that. Not buying it. Our valley, also a college town, and so many people looking for jobs. No one was getting even the low-paying college jobs. Someone was getting them. You're so dumb for saying no one was getting them. Somebody got those jobs. It just wasn't your husband. He finally was able to nail a software career position last month. Great, which will cover our needs with a little extra. Great. But it's way less than we were making before. Well, then guess what? You might have to sell the house then. And we have only a couple grand left in our emergency savings. Yeah, so you're back on step 3 then. Our house payment percentage is now 37%, which makes me utterly sick. And so that's why you have to sell it and move down in house. You do not need that big of a house probably anyway. You just wanted it. We had 6K medical debt show up on our doorstep. It's all ordeal, but too long didn't read insurance states. We voluntarily retroactively terminated our coverage effective the day our first baby was born 2 years prior. Okay, well, I mean, if you didn't do that, you can sue them, I guess, but that's a whole thing as well. We're fighting them on it. Okay, have been for over a year now. All right. Well, you'll see how that works out, and then you may have to pay that. You may not have to pay that. Maybe you can settle with them for half. I don't know. Anesthesia bill was in collections before we ever found out the coverage had been canceled. Normally, we just pay to get rid of the headache, but we can't afford to right now. Sure. It's already in collection. Screw it. We have another baby, at least for now. We have another baby due in January, of course. It's going to be everything all at the same time. That's why you don't go close. That's why you don't buy too much house to begin with. If it's 37 now, was it 25% before? I'm going to go ahead and go out on a limb and say that it wasn't. Chopping it. My husband crashed our car last night after installing new rotors brakes. So did he do a bad job on it and that's why he crashed? So we're out $400 for those parts and $500 for our insurance deductible. Probably a total loss, and we'll get maybe $5K out of the car. Maybe. New car, we'll buy cash and within reason. Great. That sounds great to me. Our house is worth $400K. We have about $140K equity. We do it yourself renovated, so it could appraise higher. That's dumb as crap. How much did that cost? But we have zero trim or baseboards at the moment, so we consider taking a loan, which is saying a lot for us. Oh, I don't want to hear your freaking crap there. False modesty or whatever, virtue signaling there. I don't want to hear that crap. To get materials for the baseboards if we were going to sell, just so that the house could sell for full potential, and then we'd pay that off immediately when the house funds came through. Won't be doing that if we aren't selling, though. Why wouldn't you be selling? Husband is still working on getting another job, other jobs, and trying to find freelance software work. Sure, but with the job market, with the economy, the way it is up here and in tech, it's not going very fast. He is expecting a considerable raise at the end of the year. You cannot count on that. You pretend that's not happening. And you base your budgets and your plans on what he's making now. The salary is initial trial salary based on what he showed technically during interviews. And he said he kind of flopped them. I could go to work full time, and childcare around here is going to outweigh anything I can bring in. Right, so you wouldn't do that. And so we're trying to find a solution there, which would be for you to stay home. I'm looking, and don't spend your time staying at home justifying stupid decisions, is what I would suggest. I'm looking for work for home stuff I could do to contribute to, but nothing has come through for me there yet. Right, you can probably find something if you actually try. The question we are pondering is, while we can increase income, is it logical to consider selling the house at this point? Yeah, you should do more than consider it. You should do it. 37 is not a thing. So 37 is an immediate sell. We've been simmering on possibilities for about a month while trying to increase income. You're wasting time is what you're doing. Selling and downsizing could solve most of our issues pretty fast, and that would be why you would do it. Durr. We just don't want to jump too quick if we don't have to. You have it. You've delayed a long time. We love the neighborhood and had planned to stay long term. I don't give a crap. You can't do it because you don't make the amount of money that you need to make to stay there. Too long didn't read. We are all of a sudden, and props, you nearly won me back with that, with not saying all of the sudden. People are so dumb that say that. We're all of the sudden We're all of a sudden feeling very financial strapped after job loss, income cut, and with new job, random debt that showed up, car accident, and new baby on the way. Despite trying to quickly increase income, it hasn't been happening. Yeah, and I wouldn't count on anything happening very quickly. I wouldn't count on the house selling quickly either. So, we sell our house? Yes. We can make ends meet, but paycheck to paycheck for needs and a tiny bit left over for everything else. Right, and that is not the way to live. 37% is too much. Just curious what you do first. Let it simmer for a bit. You've already let it freaking simmer. You are the one that needs to simmer down now, not the situation. To see if the income increase works itself out, or just sell the house and jump right back into financial peace. Yes, sell the freaking house. I understand you'd like it and want to keep it. I don't give a crap. You cannot afford it. Waiting for some magic extra money to come in, and 37% is a lot. And so that's a lot different. That's 12 extra percent than you should be. So that's going to be a no for me, dog. Sell it. What difficulties have you faced when closing credit cards? Head drummer 7476. None. Hello, I'm here. So you see, what you do is, and people are dumb for this crap too. What you do is you call them and say closing card, and they say, well, we can offer you a program that, and you say, I want to close the card. Well, what we can do for you is give you an extended credit line. I said I want to close the card. So yeah, they are trying to retain you as a customer. And so they want to keep you in debt. That is their whole thing. So, but that's not a difficulty. That's just the way life is. And so, yeah, you might have to call them. And if a person doesn't sound like they are clicking buttons to cancel it fast enough for you, you ask for a supervisor and tell them, I asked the rep to close the card, but they would not do that. Hello, my 30-year-old sole income earner with young kids and spouse. Young spouse too. Net worth $250K. We have 6 months of savings. Investing 15% plus. You should not be doing more than 15%. You're doing it wrong if you have a mortgage, which you do. So you're doing steps 4, 5, and 6. So you do not invest more than the 15% in retirement. Why are you being nutty? Why are you doing that? Well, we thought more. I don't care what you thought. Dumb. How about we do it the way that it's been proven to work instead of trying to change up things? And that's really far on the baby steps to be still closing credit cards now. Let's see, I haven't used my credit cards for years, and when the old ones expired, I never activated the new ones. I don't know if it's just cultural barrier or fear that I will need credit if I need to upgrade my home in a few years. You will not. You know why? Because you don't take out a mortgage for that. You use the equity in your house plus money you save. You do not need credit. Also in America, we do a thing called manual underwriting. You do not need a credit score for anything. But what problems or issue have you run into after canceling credit card or having no credit score? None. A lot of dumbass people say you can't rent a car if you don't have a credit score or a credit card. That's bull crap. I just rented one with only a debit card. Like, what was that? 2 or 3 weeks ago. So shut up with your lies and your justification station for keeping credit cards open and trying to build credit. That is a no from Mr. Ramsey. Transvamper. I purr like a cat. Educational career expenses. Myself, 32 man RN, and my wife, 30 female paramedic. I've been working really hard to get out of debt. Great. We have our people always going to hurt themselves or have illnesses or something like that. So that's a good field to be in. We have our $1,000 emergency fund. Great. We closed all of our credit cards and even paid some off. Great. We keep finding ourselves having to spend money on work and school related expenses, and they keep setting us back. Well, what you need to do is plan ahead for those. So, like, if you have work expenses, like if you're a traveling nurse, you're going to have expenses on the road. So you need to plan for that, and just instead of just throwing your hands up and say, "Oh, I don't know why these keep popping up." Oh, that's right, I'm out of town. I had to buy food out of town. Quit being dumb. For instance, I had a course I had to take. Did you have to take it right now? First of all. And we'll say you did in just a second, but did you? A lot of people overuse had to or I have to. No, a lot of those things are choices. So let's say a course I had to take. So let's just assume that the person had to actually. Plus 200 airfare for the skills check off to further my career. $200 airfare to the course or what? To further my career and my wife. So to further your career, did that furthering your career, did that mean more money? Because eventually that would work out with the investment, you can call it, into that. That would be the same as if, any like money you paid to a college, and you get that degree and you get a high paying job. And so that does work out eventually. But you don't go into debt for it. And you take a year off if you need to save more money. And this course you would not take if you could put it off. Let's see, my wife just had to buy a $250 book for a course she is taking. They didn't have any used ones. They don't have any used ones anywhere in the world. Would you consider this a purchase that is okay at this point in our journey, or should we just put our careers and education on hold until we pay off all our cards? Yes. Yes. See, what that tells me is that these are all things that are optional. So you're being dumb by thinking, "Oh, I have to do it right now." And so she didn't have to buy that book for the course. You didn't have to take the course. You didn't have to spend the 600 plus 200 for your course. You did not have to do those, is what it sounds like. And so you shouldn't have done that. And, a lot of people will justify it by saying, "Oh, well, I'm furthering my career." But also furthering your career doesn't necessarily mean more money. And money is the name of the game here, in case you did not know that. Alrighty. Once again, I'm Coach Steve Money. I'm a Ramsey Solutions Certified Financial Coach. And if I can find it, there we go. And you can schedule a free financial coaching consultation with me if you are having money problems, or you just want to make sure you're on the right track. And you can do that by emailing coachstevemoney@gmail.com. Donations can go to paypal.me/coachstevemoney. Alternatively, the CashApp at $CoachSteveMoney. It wasn't taken. And alternatively, yet still, as a third option, Walmart gift card to coachstevemoney@gmail.com. Upcoming streams tonight, probably. Probably gonna play the Star Wars, what's they called? Outlaws demo. It's a 3-hour demo. So probably going to play that and decide if I want to buy the whole thing. The Ramsey Show Aftershow show, 11:05 a.m. Eastern Time. That will be Thursday and Friday, September 11th and 12th. Never forget. Answering your financial question streams at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. That would be Sunday, September 14th, plus a special 4 p.m. stream Saturday. And you probably know already the reason for that. That's because the Ohio State Buckeyes play a night game at night. So I'll be doing a 4 p.m. answering your financial question stream upon the Saturday. All right. And I'll try to have the extra times for streams on tomorrow's after show. Alrighty, thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe, like, and comment. Thank you so much if you have done those things already. And as always, make smart financial decisions every day.